I was diagnosed with BPD later in life. I was diagnosed at age 41. And when I received the diagnosis, I was really suddenly confronted with the fact that the things that I thought were normal were in fact not normal. I thought that everyone had daily suicidal thoughts. I thought that everybody had these emotional ups and downs that felt like a roller coaster. I once went from being completely patient with my children to getting so angry that I put a glass down on the counter and it shattered. So I thought that everybody kind of lived with those things, but that people just didn't talk about it. They just didn't share their inner emotional experiences. Because you can't be in another person's brain, right? You have no idea how other people think. You think that your brain is the norm. So when I received the diagnosis, I immediately felt very alone. I thought it was a life-ending diagnosis. I had never heard of it when I received it. And I didn't know a single person with BPD. I didn't have anybody with like a lived experience to turn to for support. So I looked online. Where do you go in this world when you feel alone? So I looked online and it's social media, and I ended up finding posts on Instagram. Once you like one post on Instagram, more posts show up on Instagram. So I felt like I found a community. I felt like I found people who understood my painful inner experiences, and I finally felt like I wasn't alone. There were others like me out there in the world. It felt so good to be a part of something, especially when you go to Google BPD and you find all this stuff online. I don't recommend it, but I'm sure we have all done it. It's very stigmatizing. It's talked about badly. So finding people like through posts on Instagram was giving me a lot of comfort and connection in what was an extremely lonely time in my life. The first things I found on Instagram were the BPD gallows humor, is what I like to call it. So it was a lot of painful posts, commiserating posts. They were also funny, but they really reflected my own painful inner experiences at that time. As I worked through recovery, I was very lucky to be able to get into a DBT program. I found that as I was applying the DBT skills in my life, that the community I sought began to change. I really started looking for more people who were posting more recovery focused, like memes and content. The BPD pain stuff just felt less and less relevant to me as I grew in my recovery. So I started looking for content that was for BPD people, by people who were living fulfilling lives, the kind of life I wanted to lead with this diagnosis. I looked for people who were trying hard, making mistakes, learning from them, and trying again. That is when I found Zanny Stewart. She's here in her hat. I really liked Zanny's content. She didn't shy away from the painful parts of BPD, but her page really offered a source of hope for the future, a source of hope and recovery. So I saw that she was looking on Instagram, looking for cast members for this new show she had thought up called the BPD Bunch. Woo! Shirt here. And I thought, I'm going to throw my hat in the ring. I immediately got nervous because I was like, am I BPD enough? Am I recovered enough to like raise my hand for this? But I gave it a shot. And I am forever grateful that I did give it a shot. Through the BPD Bunch, I found community and connection, like in real life, with people that I knew, not just Instagram memes. The people in our cast, we share a diagnosis. I found people who shared the same struggles that I had, but that also shared this desire for a life in functional recovery. I had finally found my community in the flesh. I found Emotions Matter through the BPD Bunch, and I got to experience another really supportive community and a chance to make connections with others who had BPD in this very walk. So finding your people who share your own struggles and share your desire to make positive changes in life does wonders for somebody, especially those of us who feel alone and live with stigma. The BPD Bunch really strives to be a place of community and support on the web. through our show, we offer people like us a place to commiserate, to learn, to grow, and to also feel included. This year, we are very, very excited to offer that chance of community and connection in real life, IRL, in person, and it's today after this walk. So we invite you to join us. We're going to be at Cafe Kitsune in the West Village at 550 Hudson Street, right after the walk. The first 50 people get a free treat. So that's, if you don't want the community, come for the treat. And if you feel like you don't know how you're going to get there, just find one of us. I'm wearing my Bunch t-shirt. Zanny is there in her famous hat. So we hope that we see you guys all after the walk. We can chit chat, we can talk. We love to make these connections and be able to offer you that sense of community today. So thank you.
Woo!